Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. What I want to show you today is how to practice your major, minor, and dominant arpeggios all along the fingerboard, and maybe a few other tricks and tips, all by using just one song. And that song is called El Paso. El Paso, first done by Marty Robbins. So you might want to look it up here on YouTube or wherever you can find it. It's a great song, has a nice storyline, interesting story, and it's also been recorded as an instrumental. But the cool thing about it, I think, for me, is it's a great way to study your arpeggios. Now, you know, an arpeggio is a chord played one note at a time. I'm going to assume you know what it is. If you don't find out, come back to the video and take another look. But the song starts, I'm going to play it in the key of C to start with. And the first melody phrase goes like this. Well, that's two chords, two arpeggios played in succession. A C arpeggio, up and down. A major arpeggio is 1, 3, 5. By the way, we're having a little thunderstorm here right now. You may hear some crashes of thunder, maybe even see a little lightning flash through the window. Anyways, a major, every major chord is a 1, 3, and 5, or the first, third, and fifth steps of the scale with the same name. So a C arpeggio, C major arpeggio, is the first, third, and fifth notes of the C scale. The second chord that we play in the song is D minor, which happens to be the 2 chord in the key of C, and a minor arpeggio. Every minor arpeggio is a root, flat third, and a fifth, so 1, flat, 3, and 5. And you always compare to the major scale with the same name. So D minor would be compared to D major, and in D major, D is 1, F is like flatting the third, and A is the fifth. Okay, so the first two phrases in El Paso go C to D minor. The third phrase is a G7 arpeggio with one extra note. The arpeggio goes 1, 3, 5, flat 7, or G, B, D, F, but then it comes back down E, D, and then comes back up to the F, E, D, and then down to the C note, which back to the C chord is where we would be going if we're playing rhythm. Now the song's in 3/4 time, so it sounds like down in the West Texas town of El Paso. Now I'm no singer, so but you get the point. So the first part of the song is just based on those 3 arpeggios. So now, that being said, if you start to study your major chords, minor chords, and dominant chords in other inversions or other fingerings, you can find the melody again. So let's take this C on the 3rd fret. If I play the C triad here in the 3rd position, 5th string 3, 2nd string 3, 5th string 5, 2nd string 5, 1st string 3. There's our C chord. It goes up and back down. The next chord is D minor. While in the 5th position, here's a D minor bar chord. There's our D minor arpeggio. So the first 2 chords would be. The next chord is G7. Well, you could play that in the 3rd position, starting on the 4th string 5. You're playing 1, 3, 5, flat 7, 6, 5, flat 7, 6, 5, and then back to C. And you could have played it on the 3rd string 5th fret or 2nd string 1st fret, doesn't matter. That's another thing you can do while you're learning this, is just practice it playing. Even if you're in this playing around the same shape, you can play the notes on a different string sometimes. Okay? Now, for example, if we're up in the 8th position, I know I'm moving along kind of fast, but you can rewind and look at the video or slow it down with the buttons at the bottom of the page. Here's a bar chord at the 8th fret. Well, C starts in the 4th string 10. And you can come to the D minor in the 10th position. And here's the arpeggio. The arpeggio starts in the 4th string 12. So those are the notes D, F, A. So this is C, E, G again. D, F, F, D, F, A. And then your G, the way I played the G7 arpeggio there was I started on the 5th string, 10th fret. So I'm in the 9th position. Then back to our C note. Now all position means is what fret is your index finger on. If I'm in the 9th position, my fingers are covering 9, 10, 11, and 12. And the fingers are 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. That's all position means. Okay, so now, that being said, once you get your basic arpeggio down, you could elaborate a little bit, like I'll come back down here in the 3rd position, maybe play something like, add a note, a passing tone here, same thing in D minor, G7. You start to do little hammer-ons and pull-offs, ornamentation that's called. So there's a lot of things you could do with the melody. Now, let's talk about going to another key and finding some more chords, like let's say you wanted to do it in the key of A. Here's your open position A chord. You just play an A arpeggio, A, C sharp, E, A. Now this will also help you learn the notes in the arpeggios if you call them out while you're playing. Maybe look at a chart if you don't have it memorized already and find out what is 1, 3, 5 of A. Well, it's A, C sharp, E, and then the 2 chord now is going to be the 2 chord again, would be B minor. So B minor would be B, D, F sharp. 5 chord E, so E, G sharp, B, D, C sharp, B, D, C sharp, B, A. So so on. Here it is up here. Here's A, B minor in the 7th position. Now this A, playing off this shape. B minor. Here's another way to play E7. So what you could do, like I said, is or am saying, maybe play your E7 here, or down here. And that opens up new territory maybe for you as you start to play them in different positions. Then remember, you can always embellish, maybe play harmony. Okay, a lot of things you can do here. If you did it in G, for example, G, that's GBD, 1, 3, 5 of G. A minor, which is A, C, E, and then D would be, and it would be a D7 arpeggio. I'm sorry, my fault. So D7 would be D, F sharp, A, C, B. That B note is a passing note. Okay, so there's your 3. Now, let's go to the bridge. We've only talked about the verse. So let's go back to C. We'll have C, D minor, G7. Soon it will go C, and spell a C out, or it might even go to C7, C, E, G, B flat. That's a good way to get to F, which is our next chord. Now, the bridge is centers around the key of F. So I'm going to play F here, but because the melody starts in an inversion of F. Now that started in the first inversion of F. It's the D shape on the 5th position. Okay, so that's 3, 1, 5, really. But you don't have to worry, just listen to the sound. F, passing tone, right up to C, because now this chord is C. See, that was F, F. Now think of C, C7, there's the flat 7, the 6, and now a C arpeggio, and a C7 here. So it's all majors, minors, and dominants. Or that would just be, but I put a harmony on top of this note, and on top of this one, and this one, and back to F, now to chromatically up to G, then we're back to C, D minor, G. So look how much mileage you get out of just those simple arpeggios, the major arpeggio, the minor arpeggio, and the dominant 7 arpeggio, by adding little passing tones, adding harmony in either thirds or sixths or tenths, or whatever harmonies you want to add. I used to teach this to a lot of my students as a way to learn their arpeggios, and it was very successful. Because it's fun, you're learning a song, you're learning to play a song, and you can always play it different every time, and you play it in different keys. I won't say that I've played it in all 12 keys a lot, but I have played it in all 12 keys at different times. But you're using the 1, 4, and 5 chords. 1 chord is a major, the 4 chord is a major, and the 5 chord, I'm sorry, the 4 chord was a, what was it? I'm sorry, let me back up. You're using 3 chords, the 1 chord, the 2 chord, which is minor, and then you're using the 5 chord. So the 1 chord's major, C major in this case, the 2 chord's D minor. You can just focus in on a chord like that and play it as many places as you can find it. Then the 5 chord, G7, with the 6 in there. So you're also learning G6 as well. There's the 6. Okay, just a lot of ways to slice it and dice it. So anyways, that's what I wanted to show you. I would experiment around with it in different keys and just have fun with it. It will teach you your arpeggios, and it'll teach you how to be creative, because you can add little harmonies, little passing tones, little slides, little bends. There's a lot of things you can do, and it's a simple melody. So we're rock and rolling out here. I can hear it, I can see it raining, really raining hard. But here's just the melody without the chords. Straight. with triads, 3 notes at a time. That's not too hard to do. It's just, again, it's just something to fool with. I might not be able to do that on the fly if I was playing it on a gig, unless I practiced it. But it's just fun to do. The harmonies are pretty simple. And so on like that. All right, I think that pretty much does it. It gives you the idea. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them below. And if you like this video, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hit the notification bell, and then you'll know the next time I want to put out a video and have a good idea. You'll be one of the first to know. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye now.